I know I've missed a couple, and I'm sorry, but it's Monday. We got a package from our friends at the Privada Cigar Club, so you know what time it is. Hello everyone, glad you all stopped in to hang out with me for a little while today, and welcome to another episode of Man Shit Monday. So I'm sorry that I have missed a couple Mondays, but I did warn you guys when I started this segment that they weren't going to be every week until I got the other studio over there done, and as I mentioned in the vlog I posted last week, that's where I've been for a couple weeks. I've been trying to get that done. Good news is, I got it mostly done, and this will be the last episode of Man Shit Monday that is not completely filmed in the other room over there. So enough of that, all the housekeeping out of the way, let's get to what you guys came here for today. Let's talk about some cigars. Let's talk about the May 2019 package from the good folks at Privada Cigar Club.
Yeah, I'm gonna love you. Just gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die.
So just to briefly touch on the Privada Cigar Club before we get going, for any of you guys out there that may be new and not know what they're about, the Privada Cigar Club is a monthly subscription service. Basically, you pay $25 a month to be a member of the club, and every month you're going to get a package with 3 cigars. What makes the Privada Cigar Club different than some of the other ones out there is they focus on curating boxes with unique, rare, aged, hard to find, out of production cigars. So you're looking at unique, special stuff that you're not just going to find at your local brick and mortar or online. So far, I have been super impressed with the cigars that they put in these packages, and they really are rare, unique sticks, a lot of them with a lot of age. Really, really good stuff. And spoiler alert, this month's no different. There's some cool shit in here. So without further ado, let's take a look at what sweet tobacco goodness Brian with the Privada Cigar Club has in store for us this month. I will say, I am no go surprises. I've already looked at these and checked them all out. I have had these for a couple weeks while I've been waiting to get this video filmed, and I've had these in my humidor, but I did put them back in the package for you guys just so we could look at them together. So, as usual, we got 3, and as usual, they come in a nice sealed Boveda pouch with a Pavita pack in it, so you know your cigars come to you nice and ready to smoke. And as always, Brian includes a nice sheet that's going to give you all the details and tasting notes, pairing notes, and all that stuff. So this month, the first cigar we got is this guy. It is the Aireyys Victory Toro Gorda, available in the UK only. Now this is a cool cigar. I like the backstory, I like everything about this one. We'll get into it. First off, you're getting more than your money's worth out of this package off this cigar alone. This cigar normally retails for about 34 bucks, which is a really cool treat for me because I normally don't buy cigars in that price range. I usually top out at about $15, $16 for a cigar. So to be able to have something in that price range to enjoy is really kind of a little special treat for me. So that alone makes this whole box worth it. Also, this cigar is UK only. So you are going to be hard pressed to find one of these little guys this side of the pond. So double special. Side note, I love the backstory about the owner of Aries Cigars. The guy's name is Mike Edwards. He is the first black cigar owner in the UK. He's a gold medal world champion athlete that took the podium with a cigar in his mouth. Pimp. He is half Nicaraguan, half Jamaican, and he went to college in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm sure he learned a ton about bourbon, which basically makes this guy a boss. So I'm all about supporting this guy's company. He just sounds like a good dude. And I went to his website, their logo, horseshoe. I'm sure it has something to do with him spending time in Kentucky. I mean, this guy is my dude. So back to the cigar itself. I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Imagine that, me, tangent, never. This one has a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, a Sumatran binder, and a Nicaraguan filler. It's supposed to be a mild to medium strength. Looking at Brian's tasting notes on this one, let's see, he got some creamy milk chocolate, he got some floral notes, some white pepper, some leather, showing he's got a little orange in there, he got some oak, some cocoa, even got a little vanilla. Whole bunch of stuff going in this cigar. All these tasting notes, by the way, right up my alley. They sound great. Pairing notes, he's saying cognac, brandy, or aged rum, dark chocolate, raisins, raisinets, medium roast coffee, root beer, vanilla pudding. Even though I greatly respect Brian's notes on this, and all those suggestions he just gave sound fantastic, I'm gonna have to go against him on this one. And to pay homage to Mike's time in Kentucky, along with the fact that I'm originally from there, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with a bourbon on this one. Maybe something a little milder like a Basil Hayden, maybe a Buffalo Trace or a Woodford Reserve, something that's not gonna overpower a mild or medium cigar, something that's a little milder, a little smoother, and it's just gonna accent the flavors of the cigar. So Mike, if you ever see this video for some reason, this little beauty's going down with a nice glass of bourbon from Kentucky. Next on the list is the Crux Epicure Short Salamone Limited Edition. And I guess I'm saying that right, Salamon. As we go through these cigar videos, by the way, you're gonna see that I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff that is not in English. So some of these names, as we go through Manship Mondays and we go through cigars, I'm gonna destroy them and you're just gonna have to deal with it. I apologize. It's going to get bad at some point, I'm sure. There was only 5,000 of these made, and the Privada Cigar Club bought the vast majority of them. So again, you're going to be hard pressed to find this guy outside of being in the Privada Cigar Club. Pretty cool, makes it exclusive. Everybody likes exclusive, that's cool. This guy is a Connecticut cigar, but Brian states in here, not to get it twisted, this cigar packs a lot of flavor. We are looking at a Connecticut shade Ecuadorian wrapper and a Nicaraguan filler and binder. So I'm really digging the shape on this guy. You know, it used to be I pretty much always stuck to Parejo shaped cigars, just your standard kind of cigar shape. But lately I've been getting into some of these more unique shapes you don't see as much. I found that as you're smoking the cigar down and you're kind of hitting these different size gauge of the cigar, your wrapper to filler ratio is changing, which keeps the cigar flavor profile kind of changing, and you get lots of different transitions, which keeps it interesting. So let's see what Brian says about this guy. Flavor notes on this one, some bread notes, almonds, latte and white pepper, unsweetened cereal like Special K, creamy, salty, sourdough bread. He got some vanilla and leather with a floral tinge. He even talks about some lemon. So again, lots of really great flavors in this stick. Looking forward to it. Pairing notes, he's saying light roast coffee, Twix, chocolate stout or porter beer, Scotch or Irish whiskey, lighter rums or cognacs, tiramisu, some steak, blackfish, potatoes, sour cream. I think with this one, I'm gonna have to go with his first suggestion here. I'm gonna have to go with a coffee, maybe like a cafe latte. I really love Connecticut cigars with coffee. I think most Connecticut's go fantastic with coffee. I will be having this one in the morning with a cafe latte. Really looking forward to it. And last, but certainly not least, we have this little beauty right here. Ooh, that's a good one. This one is, ready for it? Deep breath. The Padilla Miami 8 and 11 limited edition El Titan de Bronze Lancero. And a partridge in a pear tree. First thing you will probably notice is it is a Lancero, which already makes this guy a little special because Lanceros are great and there's not a lot of blends out there that are available in Lancero. So right off the boot, something a little special there. Now, since we're talking about Lanceros, I was talking to Brian the other day about them. I have a really love-hate relationship with Lanceros. Usually your wrapper leaf is one of the highest quality leaves in a cigar, and in a Lancero, you have a much higher wrapper to filler ratio. So normally you get some really fantastic flavors out of a Lancero. I really like them. The downside is they are skinny, which makes them hard to roll. So if you have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, you can really get some bad construction issues and horrible draw performance. And nothing will screw a cigar up for me quicker than it not drawing well. I don't care how good a cigar is, if it doesn't draw well, it pisses me off and I want to throw that thing in the garbage. It drives me crazy. But with this guy, just settle down, young grasshopper. There should be no construction issues whatsoever. All these cigars were rolled by one guy, and he is a level 9 master roller straight out of Cuba, which basically means dude is a badass. He is basically like the Yoda of cigar rolling. I almost guarantee you're not gonna have any draw issues with these guys at all. Brian has a tremendous amount of notes on this particular cigar. The whole back of the page is devoted to just this cigar. So just off Brian's enthusiasm about this stick alone means this thing is gonna be something special. I am really looking forward to smoking this one. He goes into the backstory of the fact that these are all rolled by one guy who's a level 9 master roller. Ernesto Padilla originally created this blend while working with Pepin from my father around the time he entered the United States. It is roughly an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan long fillers. He goes into all the backstory about the factory this thing was rolled in, the rollers, the blend itself being special. Basically, this is a special little dude right here. So when you smoke this one, really sit down and take some time to appreciate it. So some of the tasting notes on this one he gave: rich tobacco aroma, vanilla, apricot, sweet nougat aroma. That sounds pretty nice. Cantaloupe. That's an interesting one. He's got some cinnamon in here, a little bit of incense, gingerbread, red hot candies, some toffees. I mean, he's starving me to death just talking about this thing. I cannot wait to smoke this. You know, I have to take a second to say I have to appreciate Brian's tasting notes. This guy has one of those palates where he can pick out every little nuance in a cigar. That's pretty awesome. I always kind of am a little jealous of guys that are that good at that stuff. Me, myself, I can pick out the major flavors. I can pick out the chocolates and the tobaccos, the leathers, the pepper, cedar, the wood notes, stuff like that. The main flavors that a lot of people can point out. But when you get down to picking out like hints of coconut, red hot candies, and frankincense and stuff like that, my palate's just not that good yet. Although I have to say, and I mentioned it in the first video about Privada Cigar Club, one of the things I like about his tasting notes is I like sitting down with this piece of paper and really smoking these and enjoying them and trying to pick out these flavors, give the old taste buds a little workout and try to flex my palate a little bit and see if I can't kind of increase my palate sensitivity a little bit. Kind of a fun exercise to do while you're smoking these cigars. Now, for pairing suggestions with this one, he is saying tea with honey and cinnamon, light coffee with cream and sugar, dark chocolate, raspberry sorbet, brut champagne, porter or stout beer, white Russian, rum, almond joy, dark raisin, steak. All that sounds delicious. Like I said, between his tasting notes on this and his pairing suggestions, my stomach's over here grumbling. I'm gonna have to go with me, and this is something I just found recently, if you guys have not had one of these yet, is the Budweiser Jim Beam Copper Lager is what it's called. Look, I'm not a huge fan of Budweiser normally. Just hold on. Before any of you Budweiser fanboys burn me at the cross for saying I don't like Budweiser, everybody's taste buds are different. I'm just not a huge fan of Budweiser. I appreciate the fact that they're a huge label and they're a huge brand and they're loved by millions of people. It's just not my cup of tea normally. I'm not a big Budweiser guy. But I have to say, this Copper Lager, it's basically beer that has been aged in Jim Beam barrels, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, that stuff is awesome. It really has this kind of rich, smooth, creamy flavor. It's really delicious. Kind of like maybe like a mild stout of some nature. It is really, really good, and I think it is gonna go delicious with this cigar. So that's what I'll be having one evening here in the next day or so. I'm gonna be smoking this beautiful cigar right here with a cold bottle of that Budweiser Jim Beam Copper Lager. I think it's gonna be glorious. All right, folks, so that's it. That is what the Privada Cigar Club had in store for us this month, and I have to say, I feel like this is kind of a reoccurring theme that I'm gonna end up kind of being a broken record about with these videos, but really some very special cigars, really cool, unique stuff in this box. I'm looking forward to smoking each and every one of them. So that about wraps us up though, folks. As always, I will list all the information for the Privada Cigar Club below, so if you're interested in joining or checking them out, you can. Quick disclaimer, I do get these cigars for free for review, but I have zero financial affiliation with Privada. I get no kickbacks or bonuses or money whatsoever if you join the club, so I have no vested interest other than the fact that I really think this is a great cigar club. I'm a big fan of what Brian's doing here, and I just want to share the love with you guys. So that's it, folks. That wraps up another episode of Man Shit Monday. Say a quick goodbye to this particular background, because from now on, all the Man Shit Monday videos will be filmed in the new cigar room, so looking forward to that. Hope you guys found this video useful and enjoyed hanging out with me for a little while today. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everyone is having a great week. Happy smokes and long ashes to all of you, and we will see you in the next video.